it showed in every case almost that the fruitarian outdid everyone else. And I thought that was a pretty good study. Now, this goes back in the 70s, I believe that study was done. So that's quite a ways back. So you might be able to find that study somewhere and bring me up to speed with it. But I have so much stuff through the years here, just packed and stored away, that I couldn't even begin to tell you. It's just so many things, and maybe they'll start coming out here that I've been involved in there. But for more endurance, less digestion. And this goes back to anyone having digestive problems. You definitely like the fruit because of the ease of digestion. You're going to get your carbon for your ATP. You're going to get your flavonoids for the vascular integrity. You're going to get your astringents to keep the lymph system moving. You're going to get the magnetics to keep the nervous system moving. And you can just go on and on and on. So this is the beauty of it. And especially for a Homo sapien, that is going for endurance. If you're going for muscle building, then pump the greens, no question. And alfalfa would be at the top of my list for pumping muscle on, no question. But detox first. Always detox first in that vein. This is a site for detoxification. But in terms of endurance and bodybuilding, when you remove obstructions out of the body, then you remove the resistance. And when you remove the resistance, energy just flows more. And in electrical work, you're always looking at resistances, and you're always looking at these sort of things. And so the same thing applies physically. So I'll say this, if you're getting ready for a real long run, then I'd pump on some green juices maybe, and maybe some like superfood blend there a little bit. But if for a shorter run, I wouldn't have anything in there. You'll find, and there's someone just wrote a book about it, and I was talking to another lad yesterday about this, and he was saying that this person felt that you up to so many miles that nothing, because everything in there would start digesting and slow you down a bit. So it's just, again, removing these obstructions out of the human body and having blood and nerve and lymph flow real well. Come on in.
Can I interrupt you in about 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
To talk with that sickle cell anemia, the 22-year-old with a stroke, the father. Remember I told
Sickle
you
cell anemia had a stroke?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like 22. She's with a few.
She's
Remember I told
22
you about
years
that?
old? Holy crap.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
It's like 10 minutes.
On the YouTube or outside of that?
Oh,
Phone?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk to her. Okay, thanks, honey. Jesus criminy. A friggin' 22-year-old that just stroked. Phew. Jesus Christ. But in digestive issues, you want to make sure that you're on a light diet. Take the pancreatic capsules just in case, my friend, and also clean up the liver a little bit. It wouldn't hurt. And get into that GI tract. Spend some time with that. I'd do a stomach and bowel if it was me. I would do a lymphatic 1 capsules, probably 2 or 3 times a day if it was me. And I would certainly get on the GI broom and clean that up. Little pancreatic capsules 2, 3 times a day I would do to perk up my pancreas, get my digestion back, and keep it light like that. Keep moving your lymph system, because that inevitably is how you destroy or break down tissue, whether it's pancreatic, liver, heart, doesn't matter. Even on the genetic side of that. Great stuff. What is the best food to consume during endurance? Okay. Yeah, you don't want to consume any heavy meals. You'll see that in your life. It's obvious. Get away from the digestion. And for you older folks, you should live on fruit. For a senior citizen, a fruit diet is key to longevity, keeping the mind sharp and the nervous system moving well, keeping the kidneys from failing, and keeping your lymph system moving. So you cannot, as you retire, eat the way you did when you were young. As a matter of fact, all the young people are realizing that, and they can't eat that way even in their young. So just something to help you out there. Thank you, ALYCIA West, Alicia West. Thank you, dear. How much water should we drink? If 4 liters is too much, when thirsty. When thirsty. That's my best answer to that. Because if you're a raw foodist eating a raw food diet, you're getting plenty of water. And remember, hydration isn't a water experience. If your lymph system isn't filtering through your kidneys, you can drink all the water you want. You're going to bloat up and carry too much water. And I've talked about this many times on here, and how I gave you a case of how a medical doctor killed one of my clients by giving her too much water. She was a Lou Gehrig's case that we were pulling out of it. Remember I told you she was locked like this? And we have a film of her unlocking. Just an incredible case. Unreal to see. For those that don't believe in tissue regeneration, this case will blow your mind because we have it all on film. And we needed to get a bigger feeding tube in her and clean one, you know. And the medical doctors made a comment to her caregiver, well, she suffered too much and ordered, I don't know, 500 cc's of water every hour or something. Well, drowned her, killed her. And it just be careful, you know. Just be careful. I've seen a lot of things in my life. I've seen a lot of people. I'll just tell you what I see. Theories are theories. Dr. Morse, this is Organic Superman again. Hey, bro. I have my dad on. Oh, that's good, man. Proud of you, bro. He's dad on raw fruits and juices. He's doing well on them, feeling good. However, prior to this, he had osteoarthritis. He has had one hip replacement and one ankle fused. I fear this and other good hip is not starting to become affected by OA. I also believe arthritis does in most cases spread throughout the body. What can I do to slow it down? The process thinks this is very important to me. David from Scotland. David from Scotland, arthritis isn't a disease that's creeping all through him. This is his lymph system, which is all through him and is not filtering well through his kidneys. This again goes back to a kidney and adrenal gland problem. Now with your dad being your dad with the kidneys and all that, he runs the risk of prostate problems, so have his PSA checked, lower back, you know, all the standard stuff that goes with the kidney weakness. But this is all about acids and the body's response to that. The acids, of course, deals with the pain and that sort of thing, but it's the response of removing calcium out of joints or connective tissue to fight that, creating bone spurs and the like, calcifications. So if he wants to save the other hip, he's got to get his kidneys filtering, because that's the end all of this whole thing. He's got to get his kidneys filtering his lymph system, then he'll be able to save, and any deterioration of that hip he can rebuild. Keep in mind, parathyroid and thyroid gland in terms of calcium utilization by the human body. Make sure his thyroid and parathyroid glands are up functioning good, because in this case you want that or you can't rebuild. If your parathyroid isn't giving you enough parathormone, you're not going to rebuild. And we like calcitonin too. And if we don't produce enough of those, we are not going to rebuild appropriately. And especially we're not going to rebuild in an acidic medium, which is what's causing this in the first place. So you've got to address causative factors. Always address causative factors and you'll be fine. Like all these cases that we're dealing with, we have to go back and address why this poor girl stroked, or why this person has a tumor, or why your dad has osteoarthritis. And what is that? I mean, so it's going right back to understanding the body's nothing but a bunch of cells, two major fluids, blood and lymph. The lymph is a lipid-based fluid dealing with the acid control of the human body, and the blood dealing with the base control of the human body. Basically, I mean, you can tear it apart and argue in all kind of ways, but in reality, if you kept it simple, that would be the bottom line to it. And that the lymph system filters through the kidneys with the help of the adrenal glands sitting right on top of them. If that isn't taking place and the lymph system isn't filtering, we have acidosis, or their word inflammation, which in turn revokes the response of cholesterol and calcification, or calcium. Those two are the body's main antacids. Keep that in mind. Oh, it'll jerk any type of base chemistry. Sodium can start going down. Chlorine, you can see your base chemistry being chewed up in the body. But calcium and cholesterol are the first two lines of defense. But if you get him, David, from Scotland, your dad will be able to save that and his prostate, because I can tell you if he's losing his hip, he's losing his prostate, whether he realizes it or not. If he has weak adrenals and low testosterone levels, that could save his prostate, but then it would make his life not as pleasurable. Bonnie Jean, Tig. Hi, Dr. Morse. I just watched a just-released video today from Dr. Mercola with UCLA researchers. Boy, does that sound really big, doesn't it? Say we should eat no more than 25 grams of fructose a day. This would be no more than 1 apple and 1 cup of grapes or 4 oranges. Oh, James, are you dead yet? Oh, dang, man, I never seen a guy eat so many grapes. He should have really been dead by now. Feels pretty good. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, we got a lady on 9 months, 4 days. So why is she still alive? You know, this bull crap. UCLA researchers, they make me want to puke. There's a bunch of nimnunnies. Same with Dr. McCullough, no offense. But when you come out with bullshit like that, come on, man. You need to go to school again or just give up and go somewhere else because you're giving misinformation to the world, and that's not good anymore. People like you are giving bad information and shouldn't be out there anymore. Stop it. You know what? You have no understanding of health whatsoever. So people love this Dr. Mukoa. I don't know. You're going to rethink that. These are the people that get people in trouble all the time. So, you know, no offense to Dr. McCullough, but you get online with what, if you're not at this level right now, you don't cure nothing, and you're not helping anybody, and you're just getting people stuck in ridiculous concepts that make them UCLA researchers. Wow, cool, scary. You know, same people that research all this crap and don't know their head from a hole in the ground. I tell you, it's disgusting to hear some of this crap sometimes. No offense. But let's see Dr. McCullough pull this young lady, 22 years old, out of a stroke. If grains are bad, explain old Japanese people living on rice, vegetables, and fish. Explain old Greeks living on bread and vegetables. Explain how low cancer rates in the generation that lived on potatoes exclusively during the war. Young and your Bobby McGee. I like that. Dear one, there is nothing healthy about a grain. Not going to kill you, but it will keep you fattened up and sugar problems. There's nothing healthy about it. People have lived on them, but they haven't lived up into the 200s on them. They might have survived into their 80s or 90s. That just comes from strong genes. So you're given a point. I know a lot of these people, and they're not figures of health. So don't have to explain it. There's nothing healthy about a grain whatsoever. Take those same people, put them on a raw food diet, and you're going to double their longevity. Put those same people on a fruitarian diet, and you're way up there. You know, we assume 80 and 90 is longevity. I don't at all. Not when Dr. Jensen is talking to a 165-year-old Russian. And yes, people live. Charlie Smith up here in Bartow, Florida, he lived to be 120 on oranges, sardines, and crackers. Good, strong constitutions, you know, non-stressful lives, absolutely. But that same person on a raw food diet could live to 200, and on a fruitarian diet, maybe 3. You don't know. But to make claims that these people are healthy because of their grain diets, that's crazy. There's nothing healthy. We know that in animal work. You don't give grains to animals. And then explain this. How come all the dog food companies are yanking the grains out of dog foods, right? The cancer rate was real high, so now they're yanking the grains out. Take a look at that. Grains are acidic. So just take a look at that from a different perspective. And that will be your answer, dear one.